Hello, I'm ABX Toy Cat, and welcome back to Store Saturdays. So this week, something quite interesting released onto the marketplace because the Slime texture pack, which costs 1,170 mine coins, which is about $6. For me, it's about $7 because of the exchange rate, just launched, and it's the most expensive texture pack you can buy on the marketplace. And given that the description just says it's a vibrant world where everything you see is reminiscent of slime, despite the fact that I would argue this doesn't actually look very much like slime from these pictures, I figured I would take the hit and purchase this so you don't have to, and let you know if it really is worth the most of any texture pack on the store. So let's do precisely that, and let's see what is going on with the slime texture pack. So it's been a little bit of a while since I last reviewed a texture pack, but here's the deal. I like to do it a little bit differently here. I think most people review texture packs by looking at specifically pre-built worlds they play around but in creative, but the truth is any texture pack can look wonderful in creative because you can build the textures in just the right way. The real test for a good texture pack, one that can work on existing worlds, is one that will look good to most existing Minecraft builds and indeed the natural Minecraft world. And although I would say this one passes the can you tell what things are test just from looking at it right here, there are quite a few questions I have about this. The biggest of which actually is, if this is the slime texture pack, what does a slime look like? Because my armor doesn't look particularly slime-like, I wouldn't say. My elytras doesn't look particularly slime-like, besides maybe the squares. So I have to wonder, what does a slime look like? If everything else is themed like slimes, and arguably badly, what does a slime look like? So we'll find that out as we go further in this. But for now, let's start by talking about the first portion of this review, which is going to be the overworld and my existing builds, and looking at how they look in this texture pack. And you can see how actually, for the most part, things look like you would normally expect. When you see wood, it looks like wood. It looks a bit more cartoony than normal, which is kind of interesting. And when you start to break it, you get this kind of weird bricky pattern on it, which I guess is meant to look like slimes. So, wood looks like normal, just a bit plasticky. Bricks look like normal, just a bit plasticky. The same with the ladders, the same with this chest actually, which again, it's got this kind of squarey texture on the top, which I think is meant to look slimy, which I guess is a type of plastic, but instead to me it looks like a very plasticky, very basic style kind of texture pack in this way. And same when we look at the items on the wall here, you can see how pretty much every major item is just the same as before, but with a very slight kind of simplicity-ness added to it. Look at the shovel, for instance. The spade is much more rounded. The same with the pickaxe, even though pickaxes need to very much not be rounded. Everything's a little bit rounded with the exception of the axe, which is just an axe as best I can tell. Everything else, also the sword is shorter than normal. Is that... Do slimes have smaller swords? I don't really know. But yeah, looking around the rest of the stuff here, you can see how everything is roughly normal, but a little bit simplified, which is interesting because most other texture packs that try to charge a huge amount are super HD. This one seems to go the opposite way and is the opposite of HD. I guess you could call it LD. I guess it'd just be standard definition because it's regular Minecraft definition, but most textures are simplified compared to Minecraft, it seems. Until you get to the animals, that is, where, as you can see, these aren't just any cows, they're slime cows. I actually think that unlike the rest of the textures, where the slime connection is loose to say the least, when you look at a cow directly on, you can see very much this is a slime cow. If Minecraft was to introduce a variant of the cow called the slimy cow, he would probably look something like this. And although that is, just a texture deep thing, there's no actual difference between cows. Again, it's a texture pack. It doesn't do too much. You can see how, like, the mobs themselves, if we kill the mobs around this sheep, the mobs themselves do look slightly slimy, which is kind of fun. Except this sheep, actually, which isn't slimy in the slightest, but it does have very cute eyes. Look how adorable those giant eyes are. We all know giant eyes are adorable, so I guess so does this texture pack. As we head towards the kind of more stone-based builds in my world, as you can see, I've got myself a giant tower right here for the minecart rails, the sky rail if you want. I've got this kind of bank of toy cat building over here, which as you can see is using stone slabs and stone bricks. This looks mostly fine. I think the iron bar textures, something about it is just kind of off, but iron bars are kind of off to begin with. Yeah, there is something really weird about this. I don't think these iron bar textures, like, link together too well. Maybe that's just me. Maybe you disagree. I love that rhymes. I do it all the times. But the other thing I want to say is that if you look at the the pixel arts kind of stuff, the swords, something so many texture packs mess up is they make wool basically like they make it unrecognizable. But here you can see that the wool looks pretty normal. I mean, it's got this kind of like weird kind of velvety texture on it. I don't know how to describe this precisely, but if you look at it from a far enough distance back, that kind of fades away, and you can still see perfectly pixel art. They might even be slightly more vibrant in the world, so that's something I feel like they did a good job with. You have to compliment the fact that you can tell what color wool is, which, I mean, you shouldn't have to compliment that, but you do. It is a rare thing in texture packs sometimes. And yeah, looking around here, you can see a similar thing with like, okay, the books are slimy for some reason, but they do look better, I do have to give it. The dragon egg is, I'm pretty sure it's the same actually. If it's different, I can't tell, so there's something. And so yeah, this texture pack is pretty basic, it does have to be said, but in a way that is at least beneficial to you, because every single block is going to be understandable. Some are going to be a little cutesier. I think this little purple stained glass is very frustrating if you don't like that little top right being blurred out, but it does look it does make your builds look slightly nicer if you just don't pay attention to that fact. Same with this grass, it makes any grassland look significantly more interesting. Same with you know, the way this water texture goes, it makes the surface of the water more intriguing to look at, and maybe that's something we could you know, make some great praise at. Or maybe it's important to go into the second part of this review, because I want to talk about the Nether next, because one of the key parts of any Minecraft experience, at least for the 8% of players who apparently do go to the Nether, is actually going to be through this portal right here. And first of all, the portal looks nice enough. Again, it's going for this square slime expansion thing still, but if we ignore the Nether portal itself, which is pretty much the same, how does the Nether look? Because so many texture packs fail right here in the Nether, and is this going to be one of them? I think not, actually. So looking you know, directly at this Netherrack, you can see how personally, you know, Netherrack is a very ugly texture, and some people make it look too good. I think this does a good job of making it very slightly better than a normal texture pack. I mean, looking at it, you can see how, you know, like, it's slimy instead of like the normal kind of anti-cobblestone thing, which is, it's better. It makes it kind of, it does make the Nether a slime-looking dimension with very little effort required, just this one block. Because you can see Nether brick looks roughly the same. You can see how, you know, like the fences look roughly the same. Most other blocks you're going to encounter in the Nether will look roughly the same, even though it's never caught sore. But having the Netherrack be different is enough to change a significant portion of the Nether. Honestly, if you ever do want to make your own texture pack, and you want to change the whole feeling of the world, the least effort, I think Netherrack is the single block that can change your experience the most. Although actually, maybe also these fires, which, again, I wouldn't say are slimy in the slightest, but they are nice fires, right? Are something you could also throw into that. And although there's lots of things I can compliment about this, I would say this zombie pigman definitely fits the slimy theme. I mean, he already kind of was slimy, so it kind of works right there. I like this zombie pigman texture slightly more than I probably like the default, but if we start to look at some textures like glowstone, glowstone is a monstrosity. I get that, you know, they're making it kind of slimy, you could say, although in this context, slime just means squares, but this is a very ugly block. Same if you look at this magma. I don't know how magma went from being this kind of nice, pretty block to like, oh god, that is just some ugly red squares on some Netherrack. I guess some slightly lighter Netherrack, you could say. But like, you know, like they made an attempt to make it blend in, and as a result, now it's just fiery Netherrack, which we have enough of in the Nether. Same, I would say, goes for the lava texture, because of the mixture between, you know, lava that flows and lava that doesn't, that you'll have in most Nethers, or at least you will if you play around with the lava at all and move the flows. You'll see how it looks very jarring to see the flowing lava go into the non-flowing lava. Maybe that's a Minecraft issue for everyone, but I see it being particularly notable right here. But yeah, otherwise I'd say, looking around the Nether, most of it is pretty good, and then there's some bits that are just disastrously bad. And given that the bit that I like the most, the Netherrack, is more encountered, I guess you could say it's good. But on the other hand, it's like, well, this texture pack can't afford to be just good enough, like better than it is bad. When you want to charge the premium prices, you should have the perfectly premium experience. Maybe you think that, or maybe you don't. But yeah, the mobs definitely seem to be the star of this texture pack, although what even happened right there? The mobs are definitely the star of this texture pack. Look how cute the Blazer's eyes are. But slimy, I would not say they are. It's cute mobs with simple textures that are being grouped under the definition of slime for reasons I don't understand. But anyway, let's go over to the overworld now for the third part of this review, which is the other side of my world, the kind of natural kind of farm stuff, as well as the underground. The world as it looks before you touch it is something that people need to interact with in Minecraft, and you know, also I guess when you farm it, it's also important. And it's something that a lot of texture packs ignore. They're like, well, you can just build your own perfect world, but no, I wouldn't say that's always an option. So let's give it a look. First of all, look, the pig has a slime on his head. This is the first mob I can definitively say is definitely deserving of the slime texture pack moniker. Why is he running away from me? There we go. Look, he's literally got a slime on top of his head. That's something. You can't say it's nothing because it is something. That's nice. Although looking over here at the bees, you can see how despite being a texture pack that launched literally this week, so long after 1.15, literally right before 1.16 in fact, it doesn't seem to have done anything too special with the 1.15 blocks. Maybe the honeycomb's nicer, but otherwise, bees-wise, things look mostly the same. With regards to other things around here, just let a bee out, this is the price I pay for these texture pack reviews. But you can see how, like, bamboo also looks pretty standard. Again, most newer features, it seems, have been left standard, whereas most of this texture pack focuses on the older features. Like, I bet potatoes look substantially different, right? Yep, here are the potatoes and carrots. I wouldn't say substantially different, but they are prettier. Again, more simplified, more colorific. The color palette is much more delightful than regular Minecraft. Same with these wool, same with these pumpkin blocks and the concrete powder, I think that is up there. You can see how things have been significantly improved in the natural world. If we fly over to this kind of like roof forest with a spruce with a jungle next to it, you can see how all three of these things from a distance look pretty much normal. And then from up close, again, the slimy definition is hard to really apply to this one. Maybe that's just me, like, trying to take a theme too broadly. So instead, let's take it and say, okay, is this simplistic and cute? It's simplistic. I don't know about cute. I don't know if you ever can make a tree cute. Maybe that's the ultimate flaw in Minecraft, is that, if you ever want to make a full texture pack theme, the game is too complex to go beyond one-word descriptors. Maybe we could take that as the thing. But instead what I'd say is, like, if you're going to go for slimy, maybe you should full commit and have the vines be slimy as well, instead of just the vines being vines. Or maybe this kind of like half in, half out approach is the best way of doing things. You let me know. The point of this review is to show you things. But we're going to move into the last kind of segment here as we go past my giant sugarcane farm, which, by the way, looks just like a giant sugarcane farm. Although actually not. These are, maybe they're slimy? I'm not even sure at this point. The word slimy doesn't even feel like a real word at this point. We've gone to semantic satiation. But let's head inside, shall we? And let's see, how it looks underground. Because that's an important part of any texture pack. Can you go underground? Can you go caving? Understand what things are and not be horrified by the appearance of those things? That's an important question that's always worth answering. And in the case of this texture pack, you can see how the underground is actually, it seems fully recognizable. Dirt looks like dirt. Gravel looks like gravel. Cobble looks like something else, but nicer than normal cobble, I'd say. All of the ores, look pretty recognizable. There's some redstone for you, etc., etc. So the question kind of becomes then, if we look at underground and we see that there's nothing too bad going on here, is this texture pack worth $6? I mean, I had some good things to say about it here. I actually would like, I like this texture pack more than I like most texture packs, just because even though it's got that kind of like, it's got that veer of texture pack on it where like things are unfamiliar at first, the texture pack does a good job of making things understandable for the most part. Like, as I pass this block, I can tell you it's gravel, no questions asked. As I pass these torches, I don't need to question like, so what's going on with those? This is something so many texture packs fail at. Like, if you have a learning curve required for a texture pack, you can never play that in multiplayer, you can never share that footage of anyone without them being confused as to what's what, and that's not ideal. You don't want to be confusing people with your Minecraft builds. However, if we leave that off to the side, if we give it like a 10 out of 10 for understandability, if I give it a rating as far as like, like value and like quality of the texture pack, there are some super cute textures. I mean, having a slime come out of a pig's head, that is kind of cute. And also the sheep eyes, wow, they are super cute too. But really, this is a texture pack that does a good job at making the blocks understandable. It makes the mobs cute, and then it simplifies everything else. And that is a texture pack that I don't hate using. I wouldn't mind using. I'm not a big texture pack person, but like if I was gonna pick up a texture pack, I could see that being the one. But is it better than every other texture pack, especially the Ultra HD texture packs, which charge a fraction of this price? Like if you really want to, you can find some for free as well, as we all know. Except if you're on console, in which case, get wrecked. But if we're talking about just paid texture packs, there are still ones that are cheaper than this that are literally 100 times the detail per block. And can I recommend this compared to those if you want value for money? No, I don't think I can. Is this the best texture pack on the Minecraft marketplace? No, I don't think it is. Is it the best piece of content? No, I don't think it is. It's a solid piece of content. It's a solid thing to find. It's very interesting, and if you have no price sensitivity, if the difference between $3 and $6 means nothing to you, I mean it's $3 to me, but if it's basically the equivalent of nothing to you, then this texture pack might be a great one to check out. However, as far as value for money goes, this is an important case study in why a $6, just because something charges $6, it does not mean it is worth $6 to everyone. There are some things that you're going to love about it. Look at these paintings, for instance. There are some things you're going to dislike about everything. Oh look, it's even got a slime painting. There we go. It's making sense to me now. There are some things to love and there are some things to hate about every texture pack and about every piece of content that you might choose to buy, or maybe you never choose to buy anything. But the point is that the price tag on something on the store does not represent its quality, and I think this is the important case study to make you realize that if you like this texture pack but you think $6 is too much, then that's a good opportunity to not pick up this texture pack. If you like this texture pack and, again, the price doesn't matter to you, then that's a great reason to pick it up. And if you dislike this texture pack, then the price is just another reason to avoid it. I think, anything on the marketplace can be priced as people want to do, but you also have the right as a consumer to say, no, that's too high. You can't charge more than other texture packs for something that isn't substantially different, because they have the ability to do it, and I think it's great to exercise that right. Yeah, they could charge $60 if they wanted. I mean, actually, I wouldn't recommend they do that. Let's not give ideas out, shall we? But that you can charge whatever you want. That's fine. But also, as the consumer, it's your right to say, but I don't think that's worth it. And that's where I would fall on this one. It's a nice texture pack, but I don't think it's worth it. So I did decide at the very end here to go look at some slimes, and I don't know whether to be disappointed or not, but they look like slimes, and I guess that's pretty accurate for the slime texture pack, am I right? And yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below on this particular thing. Obviously, there's always going to be a few people down there being like, wait a minute, you have to pay for things. And yes, on Minecraft Bedrock, there is a marketplace where you can choose to purchase things, unless you're on console, where it is your only choice, which is the whole reason we dive into the world of marketplace content. More announcements on that soon, but for now, let's just mention this is a nice texture pack, just not $6 nice, and I do not think it is worth it, and I shall not be giving it my money. Oh wait, damn. Already done it, didn't I? There's no refund system on the marketplace, but that's fine, because I hope you all enjoyed this video. You can like it if you did like it, you can share it if you really liked it, and you can subscribe if you're new around here and you want to see more videos and an explanation as to how I built this entire world in survival, perhaps, because my Let's Play is every Monday, and we'll explain precisely that. Oh, the last Let's Play episode before 1.16 is in a couple of days. There you go, there's my hook for you to watch another video. But no, thank you for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, because I'll see you in 2 days for the Let's Play, and tomorrow for Seed Sunday. Goodbye.